Hey everyone, this is Samoy from BI Storyteller, and today we're going to look at the calculate function. This is a very versatile function, and this is, I think, going to be one of the most widely used functions you would use in your Power BI report, right? Now, what's special about calculate is that this is the only function that can change the filter context of your measure, right? So for example, what I mean by that is, let me pull in the total sales, all right? So we have the total sales, convert this to a card, right? Now, what if I wanted total sales for just a particular product category or a particular item or whatever the case it may be in your data, right? So I'm going to show you a few ways on how to do this, all right? So before I do that though, let's look at all the product categories that we have, all right? So these are the product categories, and I am also going to pull in the product ranking and sort by the same column, right? Now, let's say that I wanted to create a measure just for this one particular product category, right? So here's what I'm going to do. So create a new measure and say this is for uh, sales BBT, which is bed, bath, and table. So I'm going to do calculate, and I'm going to do total sales for, okay, product category, where the product category is equal to very simple measure. All I'm saying is calculate the total sales for where the product category is equal to bed, bath, table, right? So if I pull that in, convert this to a card. So this is what I have. I have my sales, my total sales for just this one particular category, all right? So let me change the currency over here. Let me change the data type here. Now, the next thing I want to do is I want to add another condition to this formula, okay, to this measure. So I'm going to create a new measure. Before I do that, let me just copy this, and I'm going to say and this is for 2018, right? So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to calculate the total sales for the product category where the product category is equal to bed, bath, and table. And the other condition I want to add to this is to say that where the year is 2017 or 2018, right? So year, date table year is equal to 2017. Oops. And this is from a different table. It's from a different column altogether. So one, I'm using calculate total sales, where this is my first table. So I'm using, in this instance, I'm using a more than one table. So it's two tables in this matter. I can use three, I can use four, I can use five tables and put in all sorts of conditions that I want within calculate. It is so versatile. So over here, I'm saying that I'm using the products table. Product category is equal to bed, bath, and table, and the date table from the year column, I'm saying the year should be equal to 2017. All right. So here's my measure. Oops, I've named the measure 2018. So let me go and change that. So there you have it, right? So two different ways I use calculate, right? Now, the third way I'm going to demonstrate in this video is how do you specify multiple values within the same column in the same table. Okay, so that's going to be my third measure that I'm going to demonstrate in this video. So the first one was the sales, which is very simple. Sales for bed, bath and table. Calculate the total sales where the product category is equal to bed, bath and table, right? The second measure was using another table, a second table, where I'm saying calculate the total sales where the product category is equal to bed, bath and table, and the date table year is equal to 2017. So I have these two measures here. Now, the third way I'm going to demonstrate to you today is to be able to use multiple categories from the same column within the same table. So what I'm saying is that let's say if I wanted to look at the total sales or calculate the total sales for my top 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Let's say wanted to calculate the top 4 over here. Okay, so I'm going to do measure, new measure, and I'm going to say sales top 4. Top 4 is based on my product ranking. I have created another video of the top end and rank X. You could use that as well, but in this specific measure I'm not going to be using that because I want to show you how to how to use multiple values from within the same column. So again, I'm going to go calculate and I'm going to go total sales, and this time I'm going to specify the table first, table and column, product category, and instead of doing an equal to now, okay, so before I get to that, the one way I could do this is I would say product category is equal to bed, bed, bath, table, right? So that's my first condition. Then after which I would then type in my second condition, again selecting the same table and column all over again, and this time I'm going to say is equal to health, and if I wanted to add a third condition, if I wanted to add computer accessories, I would have to specify the column again, the table and column again. I don't want to do this, okay, because this is just going to increase the length of my measure, and it's not the best way to write it, right? So here's what I'm going to do. Okay, so I'm going to say I've removed everything from equal to and after, and instead of an equal to sign, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to say in, start with a curly bracket, open the curly bracket, and now I will specify my values, right? So I'm going to say bed, bath, table, comma, health, beauty, with accessories, and the last one which I'm going to use is and close the curly brackets, close parentheses, enter. So this is a simpler way of writing the measure instead of specifying the same column and table multiple times. I just mention the column, the table and the column once, and then I say in and specify all my conditions within curly brackets and close parentheses. Now if I go sales top 4, That's my sales for these top 4 product categories. So you can use calculate in a number of ways. Okay, so in my next few videos, I will be talking about how to use calculate with the function all, with filters, and using other functions, right? So you can kind of combine calculate in a multitude of ways. And trust me, this is going to be the most widely used function that you use when you are creating your measures and when you are creating your reports and dashboards. So I hope you learned something out of this. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you loved it, subscribe. And until the next time, take care. And I'll talk to you soon. Thank you.